The notification sliced through the dark at 2:47 a.m., blue light knifing across my bedroom like a scalpel. I was flat on my back, too tired to dream after 12 hours of alarms, antiseptic air, and good intentions. My name's Nora Hale, 32, ICU nurse, chronic overgiver, and I was about to get a lesson I should have learned years ago. A new thread sat on my lock screen, family reality check. I didn't recognize the numbers, someone had added me by mistake. Curiosity beat common sense in about a second. I opened it. The first line made my stomach twist. Thank God she's covering the turkey again this year. Then came the emojis, laughing, crying, money with wings. Laura. Tyler. Jade. My family. Their laughter burned worse than any 12-hour shift. Holiday parasite. Family ATM. My pulse went cold. If I was their parasite, I'd stop feeding the host. I scrolled up with shaking hands. The chat was still glowing. 3 years of messages. 3 years of jokes about me. Screenshots of my transfers, drowned in laughing emojis. Comments about my nurse salary and how desperate I was to be included. Even my mother's gift, a sticker of burning money with the caption, Nora's Christmas spirit. I used to think she was proud of me. Turns out she was just proud of my direct deposits. My sister Sophie, the one I put through college, joined right in. Nori's working another holiday shift this year. More money for us. A luxury handbag emoji followed. They turned my kindness into punchlines. I remembered the $3,000 for Mom's medical bills. Her cruise photos told a different story, champagne and sunsets. Tyler's shut-off electricity became a $2,000 gaming setup. Laura's empty pantry came with a new designer purse every month. I skipped vacations. They skipped receipts. Every emergency was theater. And I was the funding department. The guilt worked like clockwork. Grandma's medication, Dad's truck repairs, a sick kid, any trigger that made me feel the old ache, the need to be useful, the urge to prove I belonged, while they toasted with the money I bled to earn. I thought helping meant love. I thought giving made me good. But every dollar built a cage I called family, and every apology I rehearsed kept me locked inside it. A birthday photo still haunted me. A cupcake and a candle. They called it pathetic. 15 laughing reacts. That night I'd worked a double to send Tyler money. He never lost power. He just powered up his new toy. They didn't just want my money, they wanted me empty. The screen dimmed as dawn bled through my blinds. My eyes burned, but I couldn't stop scrolling. Receipts, transfers, promises never kept. 5 years of proof that I'd funded their joy. A total stared back at me. 73,249, my chest tightened like someone had stapled my ribs shut. I opened my laptop. If they could run a family business on my back, then I could shut the company down. First came the numbers. Phone bills, streaming accounts, insurance, subscription boxes. I keep records because nurses document everything. Suddenly that habit felt like survival. 6 phone lines under my name, Tyler's bottomless data, Sophie's international calls, Mom's TikTok obsession. I scheduled disconnects for 48 hours later and smiled for the first time in months. Next, streaming. Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, 7 platforms I never watched. I deleted every profile but mine. Changed every password. Devices started logging out in real time. Somewhere Laura's Housewives marathon froze mid-episode. Justice looked like a loading screen. Then Costco. Purchase history, wine, furniture, party platters, they'd used my membership to throw parties I wasn't invited to. Cancelled. Refund processed. $93 back. Not much, but it was symbolic. I kept going. Mom's subscription boxes, cancelled. Sophie's luxury gym, cancelled. Tyler's car insurance, gone. Every click felt like oxygen. Guilt tried to whisper, what if they need you? What if this one is real? I silenced it with one sentence, then they'll learn self-reliance. No one teaches boundaries better than absence. By 7 a.m., I'd cut 43 recurring payments. My monthly expenses dropped by $1,847. That's $22,000 a year I'd been bleeding for people who called me pathetic. I sat back and listened. No buzzing phone, no desperate texts, no fresh emergencies, just the hum of my fridge and my own heartbeat. Terrifying and peaceful all at once, like hearing quiet for the first time. I drafted my resignation from family duty. Then I emailed a hospital in Portland. The job I'd turned down last year was still open. I hit send before fear could talk me out of it. Outside, the sun rose like a warning flare. Inside, something new settled in. Power without apology. It felt like closing a door that had stayed open too long. Behind it, silence finally sounded like freedom. I wasn't their safety net anymore. I was my own parachute. By sunrise, the siphon stopped, and I could finally hear myself breathe. The next night, my hands stopped shaking. The anger cooled into something sharper, precision. I gathered every screenshot, every receipt, every lie. 37 pages of proof, each one labeled, dated, undeniable. I reopened the thread, family reality check, and let my fingers hover. This wasn't rage anymore. This was documentation. Hi everyone. I see I was accidentally added to this chat. Since I'm the parasite, I've decided to stop feeding the hosts. Attached, every dollar I've paid this family for 5 years. Total $73 to $140. Consider it my final Christmas gift. I attached the file and hit send. For a second, nothing. Then the screen lit like a storm, typing bubbles, calls, missed FaceTimes, even a video request from mom. Declined. Her name flashing felt like an alarm. I turned off notifications and watched the world go quiet. Every vibration that followed felt weaker than the last until, finally, there was nothing left to answer. I blocked every number and deleted the chat entirely. No trace, no apology, no way back. The line was drawn, sharp and clean. Within minutes, my phone went dark. No calls, no texts, no demands. Just peace. Brutal, absolute, overdue. I deleted my social media. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, gone. No more curated photos built on my money. No more fake smiles captioned grateful. The next day, I turned my phone back on. Dozens of unknown numbers flooded the screen. I powered it off again and let them scream into the void. Work became refuge. 12-hour shifts felt lighter than family dinners ever had. Patients don't lie about emergencies. They just need care. And I could finally give it freely. 3 weeks later in the ICU, I heard a name no one at work knew. Nora Blake. I turned, and my stomach dropped. Sophie stood in the doorway, eyes red, clutching her phone. You can't be here, I said quietly. This is a restricted area. Nori, please. I just need 5 minutes. I didn't flinch. Security. Her face crumpled as the guard appeared. Nora, I'm your sister. I met her eyes and felt nothing. I don't have a sister, I said calmly. Please escort her out. The doors shut and the echo stayed. For years I'd been chaos inside a calm shell. For once, I was calm inside their chaos. The silence wasn't empty. It was earned. Paula, my supervisor, asked if I was okay. I smiled, small, real, a little dangerous. Better than ever, I said. Some lessons carve you hollow before they make you whole. And sometimes peace sounds like footsteps leaving. They taught me silence. I taught them consequences. Thanksgiving arrived faster than I expected. Maya, my coworker, invited me to her house. I almost said no, old habits die loyal. But loneliness is just guilt in disguise, so I said yes. Her home was loud, messy, warm. The turkey was dry, the kids were screaming, and nobody was pretending life was perfect. It felt like breathing after years underwater. When her mother, Helen, asked about my family, I told the truth. We don't talk anymore. She nodded. Good for you, honey. Family should make you feel loved, not used. The word used landed like permission. Maya poured me wine and I told her everything, the chat, the money, the humiliation. When I finished, she said, that's abuse, Nora. They weaponized your kindness. That's not love. Something cracked open inside me, relief, not pain. For years I'd mistaken usefulness for worth. Now I understood my value existed even without sacrifice. That night I applied for the Portland job again. Head nurse position, better pay, real growth. The offer came 2 weeks later, $40,000 more a year. I said yes without hesitation. When the paperwork arrived, I made one more decision. I wasn't going to be Nora Blake anymore. That name belonged to their control. I took my grandmother's maiden name instead, Nora Hale. New license, new signature, new start. Moving day came with boxes and quiet resolve. My place in Portland had sunlight, plants, and peace. I bought furniture with my own money, for me, no second-hand guilt attached. I adopted a gray tabby and named her Phoenix, because I was done rising for everyone else. Months later, Mom showed up in the hospital lobby and said she wanted to talk. Security escorted her out before I had to answer. I didn't look back. Then came Dad's email. He said he'd read the thread after I exposed it, that he'd filed for divorce, started therapy, and finally saw what the silence had cost me. He didn't ask for forgiveness. He earned respect instead. For the first time, I felt something like peace, not the fragile kind I used to buy, but the quiet that follows survival. Sophie started sending repayments. Small, but real. Each message came without excuses, only sincerity. I didn't reply. Not yet. Forgiveness isn't a switch. It's a door you open slowly, and this time I held the key. Justice wasn't a fight. It was a door I locked myself. Christmas came again, the first I didn't dread. Maya invited me, and this time I didn't hesitate. Her house smelled like cinnamon and chaos. Kids running, dog barking, music too loud. Perfect. No one asked me for money. No one measured my worth in receipts. They just passed me mashed potatoes and laughter. For once I wasn't useful. I was loved. After dinner, I checked my email. One message from Sophie. Merry Christmas. Still paying you back. Still trying. I replied, keep being better. That's enough. Her answer came fast. You responded, best gift ever. Love you, sis. I stared at those words for a long time. Maybe I wasn't ready to say it back yet, but maybe someday. Dad emailed too. He joined a volunteer group for veterans, trying to be useful to people who actually needed help. I smiled and closed my laptop. Some bridges burn. Some rebuild slowly. You learn which deserve your time. Ryan poured me a glass of wine and asked what I wanted for the new year. More of this, I said. Peace. People who love me for me. He smiled. That's not too much to ask. Midnight arrived with laughter instead of noise. I used to pay for everyone's happiness. Now I invest in my own. Morning light spilled across the counter. No buzzing phone. No guilt. No wait. Just sunlight, coffee, and a quiet heart finally at rest. If you've ever been used by the people you love, remember, you're not broken for walking away. You're brave for choosing yourself. I once paid for their holidays. Now I fund my peace. I think about that night sometimes, the blue light, the ache in my chest, the way quiet felt like a brand new sound. I didn't become harder. I became honest. Honest about what love isn't. Honest about what I can't carry. Honest about how choosing myself doesn't make me cruel, it makes me whole. Boundaries didn't ruin my family. Lies did. Boundaries just turned the lights on.